Hey, welcome back. It's JWalter here. I noticed that Zillow announced today their new housing market forecast for 2022. In this new report, there are some very bullish predictions of what they expect will happen with our housing market this year, and they're even more bullish than their previous forecast. Before we discuss their latest forecast, let's take a step back and see what they had to say about a month ago and compare that to their latest housing market predictions. Zillow had posted that they were expecting home values to grow by 14.3% between November 2021 and November of 2022. They also noted that their expectations of home price appreciation had increased from their previous forecast. Zillow came to that conclusion due to their expectations for tight market conditions to persist, with demand for housing exceeding the supply of available homes. At that time, they were anticipating for 6.13 million home sales in 2021 and sales growth to continue into 2022 with more than 6.5 million existing home sales forecasted this year. Zillow added a disclaimer at their end of their November post that stated the following. However, downside risks to our forecast remain. The expiration of mortgage forbearance programs adds uncertainty to the outlook for for-sale inventory, and elevated inflation heightens the risk of near-term monetary policy tightening, which would result in higher mortgage rates and weigh on housing demand. Let's talk briefly about this because, first of all, the winding down of the mortgage loan forbearance program has not appeared to cause any negative impacts on our housing market. So, for example, Black Knight reported last Friday that only 780,000 loans remain in forbearance, and that's down from the peak of 5 million from May of 2020. In addition, only 1.5% of all mortgage loans remain in forbearance. On top of this, the Mortgage Bankers Association, or the MBA, reported yesterday that out of all the homeowners who have exited the forbearance plan so far, at least through December 31st of last year, 29.1% resulted in a loan deferral or a partial claim. That's where all the missed mortgage payments just get added to the back end of the loan. In addition, 19.5% continued to make their monthly mortgage payments during their forbearance program, even though they didn't have to. In addition, about 26% either did a loan mod or paid off all their missed mortgage payments in one lump sum payment. On top of that, only 1.3% resulted in a short sale or a foreclosure, and only 6.9% either sold their house or refied their mortgages after exiting forbearance. In other words, homeowners who did take advantage of mortgage loan forbearance are arguably in better shape now. This is because home prices have increased greatly since the program was announced in March of 2020. And as a result, a lot of these homeowners who did take advantage of mortgage loan forbearance have more equity in their houses right now. In addition, when they exit their forbearance programs, they also can do a loss mitigation plan as well. However, Zillow's concerns about near-term monetary policy tightening, which would result in higher mortgage rates and weigh on housing demand, has its merits because, as we have witnessed, mortgage rates have increased greatly over the last month. In any case, let's discuss their latest housing market predictions that was just posted today to see what has changed. Zillow announced today that home values are expected to grow by 4.1% in Q1 of 2022 and end 2022 up 16.4% from the end of 2021. In other words, they increased their projections of home price appreciation from 14.3% to 16.4%. This is very bullish because on average in the US, home prices increase about 14% on average. So Zillow is basically predicting that this year is going to be even more insane than last year. In addition, Redfin is only predicting a 3% annual appreciation this year. And Realtor.com is undercutting Redfin's forecast by 0.1% because they believe values will only increase 2.9% this year. So in other words, Zillow's forecast is more than 5 times the rate of Redfin or Realtor.com. Does Zillow know something that we don't know? Let's read on. So they went on to say the following. The pace of annual price growth is expected to peak at 20% in February before gradually slowing throughout the remainder of the year. Wow, talk about being bullish. They are predicting that home prices this February will be 20% higher compared to February of 2021. But why, Zillow? Why? According to them, the robust long-term outlook is driven by our expectations for tight market conditions to persist with demand for housing exceeding the supply of available homes. And I get that because inventory is at extremely low levels right now, and we have a severe imbalance of supply and demand right now, which has given sellers the clear advantage over home buyers. And that, coupled with low mortgage interest rates, is why home prices have skyrocketed. But Zillow, what about diminishing housing affordability and rising mortgage rates? Well, they added this disclaimer. However, downside risks to our forecast remain. Elevated inflation heightens the risk of near-term monetary policy tightening, which would result in higher mortgage rates and weigh on housing demand.
Whoa.
As I've been reporting to you guys, mortgage rates have increased very fast this year so far. So at the time of this video, the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage is 3.7% according to the Mortgage News Daily. Rates haven't been this high since March of 2020. The rise in rates has been driven by the announcement that the Federal Reserve may increase the federal funds rate up to 3 times this year and will also wind down their purchases of mortgage-backed securities in March, which is earlier than planned. This announcement by the Fed is one of the main drivers that has caused the 10-year U.S. Treasury yield to spike to levels that we have not seen since around December of 2019. It's obviously too early to tell what exactly is going to happen to our housing market this year, but in my opinion, if rates continue to increase at the same rate, then it's highly unlikely that home prices are going to increase by 16%. Zillow added that higher rates are exacerbating buyers' struggles with affordability, and they might dissuade some existing homeowners from moving. By dampening both buyers' and sellers' appetite in this market, rising rates could drive down sales volumes this year with uncertain effects on home prices. However, what we do know is that for every 1% increase in mortgage rates, that causes a 10% decrease in buyers' purchasing power, and rates have increased about 1% since August of last year. And if rates rise enough, it's possible that home prices could flatten or even decrease. But what's also possible is that buyers shrug off these higher rates and try to buy a home before rates potentially increase further. As I always say though, I am not a real estate fortune teller and my crystal ball broke a long time ago, so what do you think? Comment below. With that said, check out that link below if you want an agent referral from virtually anywhere in the United States. Also, if you got any value out of this video, then please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate that. And also consider subscribing as well. Hope you have an awesome day and look forward to seeing you on the next video.